he wrote a note, assuming he might get killed in the process of killing Trump, in which he basically rattled off a series of Democrat talking points. I mean, literally word for word in some cases from what Harris has said and so on. I'm not blaming Kamala Harris for what happened. He's a lunatic.
He's a lunatic.
And
he invited Kim Jong-un to Hawaii.
Right, and the Secret Service should have stopped him way before he ever got to where he got to.
And Trump shouldn't be playing so much golf as well.
Well, actually, he plays as much golf as Obama.
The Secret Service have asked him to reduce it because it is a security
risk. Because they can't protect him.
Yeah.
Which is disgusting,
and I'm not
in my opinion.
The Secret Service.
But when you see somebody using specific talking points and you see the rhetoric being used, we've had the debate before about the left calling him Hitler and so on. But I do genuinely...
Not the left. J.D. Vance called him Hitler, his running mate.
I accepted that point.
Good.
But no one should. In my estimation, likening Trump to someone who killed 12 million people in World War II is ridiculous and dangerous. And in the wrong, dangerous minds, lunatic minds, this is where you end up. On both sides, Trump's rhetoric is often terrible. Let's agree with that. But as someone on the left yourself... Do you not think that there has to be a dialing down of the blind hatred rhetoric about Trump?
So I'm going to say the same thing I said to you last time, which is I wish we didn't have to raise the rhetoric. I agree with you to a point that if you say certain things about certain people, of course I do. I'm on the left. I think if you dehumanize people, I'm the one who says migrant attacks because of Trump's rhetoric. So I would be a hypocrite if I didn't say that rhetoric leads to things. Yes, of course it does. I'm not one of these free speech absolutes says words have no feeling, sticks and... No, words lead to actions, words lead to violence, clearly. So yes, in any scenario where we can dial down any incitement of violence, completely agree. I get very uncomfortable, for example, at now Democratic rallies, people are shouting, lock him up, which I don't agree with. Right?
Well, it's totally hypocrisy.
It's hypocrisy. Put him... he's on trial. If he's going to be locked up, let a court and a jury do it. I don't think crowds should be shouting that. It's not a helpful contribution.
Do you feel comfortable...
That makes me wince.
He's a convicted criminal because of a one-night stand with a porn star.
That's not why.
Did you feel comfortable with that?
I'm comfortable with the trial that Alvin Bragg done. I'm comfortable with the grand jury that indicted him. I'm comfortable with the jury of his peers that convicted him. But
you can't be comfortable.
And I'm actually, what I'm uncomfortable with is that a bunch of his own judges now are protecting him from justice elsewhere. That makes America look like a quote-unquote banana republic. You and I live in the UK. You don't get to go pick your own judge.
I actually thought the way that the
Florida thing was ridiculous.
I thought the way the Democrats weaponized the justice system to go after Trump.
I wish they had. They didn't actually. They spent years dragging their feet. Merrick Garland was the most useless AG.
They made him a convicted criminal over a one-night stand.
They did not make anything. A jury,
18 years before.
A jury of his peers
should never have been put to a jury.
Let me answer your original question about violence, but since we sidetracked, a jury of his peers convicted him. Back to this, on the rhetoric, I wish I didn't have to compare Donald Trump to Hitler. But when he quotes the lines from Mein Kampf, as a journalist...
Come on, Mehdi.
As a journalist, should I not point out that?
You shouldn't compare him to Hitler because he's not Hitler.
OK, so what should I do? So I'm a journalist. Donald Trump says immigrants are poisoning our blood. I go look in history, who's the only person who said that? Hitler. Should I not tell my viewers on Piers Morgan Uncensored? Should I go, can't tell them that?
No, you can say you can say he shouldn't use language like that.
Can I say he's quoting Adolf Hitler?
You can't say he's the new Hitler.
I haven't called him the new Hitler. Right. I've never called him the new Hitler.
So you accept the people who
but
say
I'm allowed.
that.
But you say I'm allowed to say he's quoting Hitler.
You can, if he uses a direct sentence, which you can chart back to
it's almost directly the same.
That's absolutely fair enough. But the idea that there is any comparison between Trump and
Hitler... No, of course not. Hitler is Hitler. We know that.
Is appalling.
Hitler is Hitler.
Do you agree it's appalling?
No, but I want to qualify what you're saying. Hitler...
You agree it's appalling?
What is appalling?
To compare him to Hitler.
To compare him to Hitler in what sense, though?
They're calling him the new Hitler.
Yeah, so no, don't call him the new Hitler.
Is that appalling?
Oh my God, I'm not playing the silly game.
Give me a word.
I don't want to put you words about.
Give me a condemnatory word.
I think it's not accurate to say he's the new Hitler because Hitler killed 12 million people. Yeah, it's not true.
Not offensive.
But if you let me finish the sentence, I speak to a lot of fascism scholars, people like Ruth Ben-Ghiat, Jason Stanley. A lot of people say that there is an analogy between what Trump is doing in America now and what happened in places like Germany in the 20s and 30s.
No,
right there. But I respect your opinion. I respect your opinion that you don't think it is.
But give me an example.
I'm not having that argument around. I'm trying to make a separate point, which is if fascism scholars are saying we look at history and we make comparisons, they are scholars of fascism and they're saying, hey, hold on, the rhetoric is very similar. The way they're operating is very similar. That is it. That, first of all, free speech, they should be allowed to say that. You used to be the free speech champion.
I am.
And then you sit there regulating everyone's speech.
I'm not
it's appalling.
I'm not regulating. No, I'm asking you.
You literally just told me.
Call
it appalling.
That's not regulating what you're saying. It's asking you, can you bring it in yourself to condemn people who say he's the new Hitler?
I don't know who those people are. J.D. Vance called him the new Hitler, and he's his running mate. So take it up with J.D. Vance.
Condemn him as well.
Call him on your show.
But you condemn anyone on the left who uses it too, right? a
Uses
comparison.
what, though?
Who says he's the new Hitler? Specifically.
Those specific words, the new
Yes.
Hitler, yes.
Okay.
Is he speaking like Hitler? Yes, he is.
Okay.
And that should be condemned.
Hold
on, do you condemn him speaking like Hitler?
Yes.
Does that not outrage you?
Of course.
He's like your pal.